Hey class, today I'm going to be discussing how to leverage existing consumer behavior brand relationships through social psychological distance. So um, first we're going to talk about measuring strength of brand relationships. So the amount of strong brand relationships there are pretty rare. Only 23% of consumers um, report strong brand relationships. That's just about 2 to 3 brands that rank important to consumers. So if you think about your favorite brands that you could recall off the top of your head, the average consumer has only about 2 to 3 that they could recall. One of the things that the American Marketing Association talked about is this term called psychological distance. And psychological distance is this cognitive behavior, perception that someone, how they perceive themselves interacting with another person or event. This is kind of like what's going to determine whether or not a brand is strong or weak to a consumer, whether or not it is a brand that they like or not. So that closeness or that distance. Here, we're talking about leveraging existing consumer brand relationships with construal language. So construals are basically just how a consumer perceives and interprets things around them. So here we have high-level construals versus low-level construals. High-level construals are going to focus really on the why. They use abstract language. So it's pretty, could be a lot of things, but if you think about a company's purpose, like why that company, like what their sole purpose is, that's kind of what high-level control is. Typically, you'll see newer companies use this method because a lot of companies or a lot of consumers don't really know what they're getting themselves into with these newer brands. So they really want to know like why I should make a purchase from this brand. Versus low-level controls, these are like companies like Nike, Lululemon, Adidas. You already know the name and you kind of know who they are, why they do what they do. And now you're just going to really focus on like, they're going to focus on simple language and like how this particular product could help you. So how this product will differ from another product within their company. So what can we do with construal language? First, we could use simple or complicated language. Simple language is going to get consumers to feel closer to your brand, and complicated language is going to get consumers to feel distant from your brand. So going back here with the high-level construals, abstract language, we would use that with the complicated language and helping consumers feeling distant. Low-level construal language or low-level controls would be paired with simple language to help consumers feel closer to your brand. And it's been noted that a stronger percentage of brand relationships have increased by following this method. So the key takeaway here today is that brand evaluations, donations, and spending is greater when distant brands are matched with high construal language, or when close brands are matched with low construal language. So when information is easier to process, consumers are more likely to positively react to a brand. So when you see here, Lululemon versus Alo Yoga, Lululemon is something that you probably know a lot about. It's a lot more well-known within the general population. So they're going to be using some low construal language and simple language, versus Alo Yoga is going to be using some more distance and high construal language because they need to get consumers to know like why they should be supportive of their company. Same thing here with Hydro Flask and this company called Drinko. I've never heard of Drinko in my life. I don't know about you guys, but Hydro Flask is obviously a really popular company. The difference here is Hydro Flask is about twice the amount as Drinko. It's like $50 compared to like 25. And if you look on their website, Hydro Flask has a lot less words, and it just has more images, more pictures. It practices that simple, low construal language. whereas Drinko has more words on there. It's more detailed, trying to get people to know like why, like who they are and like why they should be a consumer and support their company. Same thing here with Nike and this company called Ryu. I've never heard of Ryu in my life, but you know, Nike's Nike. And so yeah, we want to practice that distant with high construal language and that close with low construal language. And that's all I got. Thank you guys.